Behind the cape. Coogler's X-Files reboot. He said something about that.
Yeah, there was a quote on there. He was kind of talking. Hey man, I swear to God, Sinners got this man acting different. He's been talking shit a little bit.
I mean, wouldn't you?
What did he say? Ryan Coogler says, this according to Scream Rant, says his next X-Files reboot will be his next project. I'm fired up to get back to it. And, you know, some of those episodes, if we do our jobs right, will be really fucking scary. Okay.
All right.
So, do you attribute X-Files to horror?
I didn't. No.
Like, I attributed it more to, like, kind of more like investigation-y, like more Sherlock Holmes.
Sci-fi investigation?
Yeah, like more of the crime investigation side or the noir side of the genre than that of horror.
A much more serious Men in Black.
Yeah. Like a Men in Black devoid of comedy.
Yes. Yep.
So I don't know where the scary part is coming from, but I mean...
He's like, look, I'm doing the horror thing now, so...
Also, I guess something that nobody brought up when this project was announced that I think we're kind of ignoring right now, is he going to race swap the characters?
Yeah.
Is he going to do that? Like, I
think so.
I don't think you have to.
You don't. I think he's going to.
I don't think you have to. And if he does... are we stepping head on into that? Well, yes, we are. Does it tank the project because he is stepping into the barrage of criticism he's sure to receive from X-File fans?
I mean,
because of it.
Yeah.
Not even just X-File fans, people who are just sci-fi fans who are going to naturally reject it because of the race swap.
I mean, could he not just make 2 new characters that are doing it if he's going to make them black instead of making them Mulder and Scully?
Okay, but then what makes it an X-Files project then?
X-Files, the new generation.
Yeah, he has to connect it back to the original cast in some way, right? For it to be an X-Files project?
X-Files, the first class.
I would avoid it like the plague. Like, I don't think we have to do it.
We don't.
If you wanted new black characters to interject in there and still have Agent... Was it Tully and...
Scully and Mulder. Or Mulder and Scully. Yeah,
Mulder and Scully.
Yeah.
So, like... I don't know how you'd even do it. How do you blackify X-Files? Just make the X-Files project, bro. You sounded very enthused. Sound like you were a fan, but then also the same. I can say the same about Black Panther. So.
Yeah, I don't know how I feel about Jamal Mulder and
Jamal Mulder,
Keisha Scully. It's a little much to me, but
I just feel like we're kind of inviting criticism where it's not needed.
Yeah,
just do the thing, bro.
Yeah, just give Jamal and Keisha a completely different last name. It'll be all right.
What else here?
Well, since we're on Coogler, the Sinners costumes were stolen from Blade's film.
This is hilarious. They weren't stolen, but it's hilarious that this man watched them put the whole original production for Blade together. Bo DeMaio apparently gets fired. Everything gets scrapped. And not only did that man walk off with the script, or not the script, walk off with, well, kind of. I mean, according to this Culture Crave scoop, it says many of the costumes were extras, or excuse me, worn by extras in the Sinners film were from Blade because Blade was supposed to be a period piece.
Ryan Coogler was quoted as saying, "Hey fam, y'all gonna use those?"
We also know Delroy Lindo was supposed to be in Sinners.
Yes.
So like this man,
he's supposed to be in Blade.
In Blade, excuse me, yeah, in Blade.
Mm-hmm.
So he walked off with the supporting characters. Walked off with, at very least, if not the script, at least the period of the film.
Yep.
And the costumes. Supporting actors. Period in the costumes.
Delroy left the set of Blade and walked down to the set of Sinners in the same
Let me find out that in the original Blade script, that Blade was supposed to have a twin, and my head's going to explode.
That would be funny.
It would be theft.
It would be funny, though.
It would be stealing.
It would be hilarious.
If I ever hear anything about a twin in a Blade script, you will never stop hearing it from me with that man. Y'all will never stop hearing it from me.
MoFly says, "Peace, guys. Y'all ready for that whack ass Superman movie?"
What up? Hey, no. Nah. Y'all don't hop on the train with me now. Don't hop on. Now that everybody is caught up and reality's starting to sit in and like, oh, I don't know about this Superman movie. Oh, you can't watch a John Cena and Idris Elba movie, but you can watch that silly ass Superman movie. Hey, Johnny come lately. Get behind me, fam, because I've been leading this train since March.
Johnny come lately is crazy.
Okay, been leading this train since March, baby. Don't let anybody, don't let a John Campia, a WDW Pro, a Valiant Renegade. Respect to all them folks. But before I even had the numbers, I told y'all how this was going to shake out. Before I had a single number to talk about, I told y'all how this was going to go. And right around the time that Jurassic Park now is kicking ass, guess what they're saying about Superman in his projections? Not soft projections, and maybe it'll only make $100 million. Oh, you think? Okay. Guess what ain't making $100 million and stopping there?
Jurassic World.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, Jurassic World is whooping ass. Whooping ass. Snatching chains and burning tattoos.
They're stomping feet. Whooping feet. Damn.
What did I say?
You said they stashing chains and burning tattoos, and I said they whooping feet.
Oh, yeah, it's whooping feet. Yeah, they are whooping feet, though. For sure.
They whooping feet.
For sure. Bro, I've been saying we need Cavill and Snyder back for Man of Steel 2 with Brainiac as the villain. He has been saying Cavill, but Cavill wasn't going to beat Jurassic World either.
I mean, maybe it was one thing to get the Snyder cut, because that was already shot. You want a brand new studio to make new Cavill content, new Snyderverse content, they would have to not only tank the DCU, but not make any more projects. Because it doesn't behoove them to sell that part of the studio off if they still plan on going forward with the DCU. Now, if they're not going forward with the DCU, then maybe there's a glimmer of hope in that. But
Dre Max said, "I think this Superman movie might be good, but I'm also an idiot with expectations."
You do. I mean, I wouldn't necessarily call you an idiot, but the expectations thing, yeah, that would lead you to maybe be getting something from Superman that's not gonna come. Hey, man, kids like dinosaurs.
They do.
They love dinosaurs, and it's a good, happy medium family movie. Mm-hmm. So everybody gets a piece, right? Dad get to look at ScarJo. Mom gets to look at Mahershala Ali. Kids get to look at dinosaurs. Everybody served.
Decently star-studded.
Everybody served. I heard it was a very basic plot.
That's really all you need. Yeah.
What do you think they're trying to do? They're trying to make money here.
Yeah.
You know, that's what it is. They're not taking titular characters and turning them on their face.
Right.
They're not trying to give you ultra comical versions of age-old characters that no one has ever seen before. Like, nobody's seen that version before. They're also not trying to give you a version of a team with a leader who, you know, is they're not trying to take these wild swings with the presentation.
Sure.
And so when the other two projects are, and they're the one that's staying pace, doing the basic, the bare minimum, sometimes that's what wins. The other ones, you're asking people, the other two, we're talking about Fantastic Four and Superman now, you're asking people to go out on a leap. Like, go out on a leap of faith. Yeah. Something unconventional. The other one is like, hey, did you like the Jeff Goldblum Jurassic Park? You'll probably like this. Did you like Jurassic Park 3? You'll probably like this one. Did you like
Lost World?
Lost World, that's what it was. Lost World. I said World's Lost. Did you like the first two Jurassic Worlds before Dominion. Okay, well then maybe you'll like this.
Would you like Jurassic World Dominion?
No. What's the official count? $300 million opening is what they're eyeing for the first
plus.
global. That man, $300 million
in 1 weekend,
and they done chopped Superman all the way back to 120.
Yikes.
Come on now.
Craig Robinson leaving comedy.
Why you doing that, bro?
I am not Craig Robinson.
Why you do that, bro?
I'm not Craig Robinson.
Oh, niggas think they cut their hair. Now they not Craig Robinson.
First of all, Craig Robinson is probably leaving comedy because what comedy movies are being made?
It's kind of a fact. Yeah, there aren't a lot of comedies anymore. I felt like there was a point in time where like cult classics. Like, there was definitely a point in time in our viewing history where there were like cult classic after cult classic coming out. You had, I mean, between Will Ferrell, Jonah Hill, Seth Rogen. I mean, those three guys alone defined a generation of comedy movies.
Yeah, that's most of Craig Robinson movies right there.
Talladega Nights. Well, he was in a movie that wasn't in any of those. Oh no, he was in Pineapple Express. You're right. I was thinking about Hot Tub Time Machine.
He was in Pineapple Express and Knocked Up.
All of those movies, Talladega Nights, Blades of Fury, excuse me, not Balls of Fury, but Balls of Fury also. Blades of Glory, excuse me. Nobody knows what that means, but it's provocative, gets people going.
Yeah.
Superbad, Step Brothers, Pineapple Express.
Yeah, none of those movies are being made.
Yeah, those things, I don't even think they exist anymore. Nobody's making a movie for the sake of being a cult classic anymore. It's box office success. That's the formulaic nature of comedies nowadays. So,
plus,
it's a shame.
Craig Robinson makes music, from what I'm aware of, so he's probably going into that lane.
You make music?
No.
Making music in your spare time?
No, I don't sing. Craig Robinson sings.
That's what you're doing when you're not making Game of Thrones reviews?
Okay.
You're singing now?
Okay.
Are you quitting from the podcast as well so that you can sing more?
On to the next. Viola Davis and Yahya Abdul-Mateen are slated to star and produce in a reimagining of the 1987 MGM feature film House of Games. The original followed psychiatrist Margaret Ford, who gets caught up in the world of gambling while trying to help one of her patients deal with anxiety.
I was very confused at what House of Games was, but okay, that sounds like an interesting concept. What's the cast again?
Viola Davis and Yahya. So Yahya is probably the patient. Viola
and then
Davis,
now she about to get swooped up in gambling.
Yep.
That boy Yahya said, "Let me wash my palate of this Wonder Man shit and get back to real acting."
Is that even a thing?
Get back to real acting.
Or what are we getting that later this year?
I don't know when Wonder Man's coming out. I'm not really interested. So
people said I look like Craig Robinson when I had a fro. Tony Robinson, I know that feeling.
No, but like you haven't looked like Craig Robinson your whole life though. So like it's a little. You just said when you had a fro. Like this is the embodiment.
I haven't looked like Craig Robinson.
Twin.
My whole life.
Where have you been?
That's crazy. Selena's family was forced to do the biopic a couple years after her death. I want to hear this story. Talk to me.
So I think this is her sister. Because when she talks about her father accepting the offer, they say our father. So I'm thinking this is her sister.
You know that the only reason that movie was made, we were forced to make the movie.
Why were you forced?
Back then, literally months after she died, our lawyers got word that Hollywood was already going to start making. They want to do a movie, and if you don't have control over your own, then it's going to be whatever they want to put in it.
Yeah, right.
So that's the only reason why my father had to make that decision to move forward and just say we're doing this movie. We ended up finding a Gregory Nava to do the direct it and to write the script. It wasn't something that was on our radar at all.
I empathize with that. I do. Not wanting someone to have the license to just run off with your story.
Yeah.
I guess I would also want to know what is it that they were going to say. that you were trying to defend yourself from? Because as far as I know, the most controversy that Selena's family got around this whole ordeal, even in the aftermath of her death, was the fact that it was so soon that they were writing. Like that in itself came off as kind of crass and money hungry, right? Like the optics around it. Before that, who was beefing with Selena's family? Like who was really had a mean thing to say about Selena and her family while she was alive? So what is it that they were going to say about you that was going to be so damning and so, derogatory to the family's reputation that you needed to hop in front of all of them? You know what I'm saying? Because at that point, it would have had to have been a juicier story for them to run with that, as opposed to the image that y'all had upheld about the family to that point. So I'm trying to figure out what were they going to say that you needed to pop out 2 years after your daughter died and make the movie? Like, what was that pressing?
I don't know. I do think the good news in that is that they got Jennifer Lopez at a really good time, because if they were making that biopic now,
you talk about timing. Because didn't nobody know that she was still in the black woman's vocals back then? So
you know what I mean.
Very advantageous.
That movie would be
very
awful
advantageous
with her in it right now. So
for sure. Keith David, congratulations, getting his Hollywood star on the Walk of Fame. And the only thing that is like really fucking me up about that whole situation is that he's getting it at the same time that Timothy fucking Chalamet is getting one.
Yeah, bro.
So like at the same time, it feels like they're giving an actor who has deserved one for a very long time.
Sure. Yep.
We're also like devaluing it because an actor who's been around for like a spit and a whistle is getting one.
Yeah, but Timothy Chalamet rapped and did Soulja Boy on the stage when he was younger.
No. Prolific actor, very prolific actor. Too early.
He met Lil B, bro.
Too early.
Bass God's doing.
I don't care. Too early. and Keith David getting his finally is the best example of why Timothée Chalamet getting his now is too early.